So with every new set, Shiyana fans hold their breath. What new and unique toys await her in terms of specializations? Now, interestingly, the hunted actually contained very few. None for Cinder and Fang, the Chaos Helm for Arachne, Ring of Roses for Verdance, and Retrace for Katsu. Now, Mask of Deceit has some serious fun factor potential in Shiyana, but ultimately it looks like there's no real changes to Shiyana's primary build. And why is that? Turns out, Pummel, still good. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my flesh and blood friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast, and thank you so much for tuning in here for another episode of, shall we say, Blitz Shenanigans. And does anybody have, I shouldn't say anybody, there's probably somebody who has more shenanigans, but Shiyana's definitely up there because she compiles everyone's shenanigans together. Shenanigans. Say that 3 times fast. I just did. Either way, let's talk about her. Now, again, with every single set, we have to reevaluate her because, as Brian had said in the past, at some point she's going to be the mostest broken hero in the Blitz format because she only exists in Blitz, and rightly so. But man, it's interesting. No real changes out of this last set. I do want to acknowledge there's some serious fun creative factor stuff coming out of the new Chaos Helm. The problem is, remember, when you turn into, and she gets to morph. She does. She has to get to legit shapeshift, which is pretty cool. But unless you have assassin cards in hand, you're not gonna, it's really just straight up not good, right? So, and Ring of Roses, I think, she doesn't throw all that much arcane, although some of her arcane based stuff is pretty disgusting. But I don't think it's worth running Ring of Roses, especially as a legendary. And, Katsu's thing just doesn't work because you're doing the combo. So we are stuck with what we're stuck with. So let's go look at Rainbow Pummel Shanaynay, because that's what I've always called her. Again, if you've been here for a while. So we are doing the gold thing. So we're on the Aegis. We're on, that's right. So in previous builds, I'd run anything ranging from Mage Master to Snappies for Exude. But I think Blade Beckoner Boots out of the new set, I think it's a legit pickup, right? It either blocks 2 against a weapon or 1 and then 1 against a weapon. Pretty damn good set of equipment. And I think it's the right one to run. Acknowledging that she runs a lot of blues and there's the new quick dodge flexors and that seems like a pretty good run, but I'm just not willing to pay for the power creep on this set for that one. So we're running that with the acknowledgement, if you actually watched the video to this point, didn't just click the link, see what I did there, you could run that if you had it. And cheers. And it probably seems the right play. Now, I'm also on Blossom of Spring. It was Bud Andrew, Tunic. I need it when I need it. If I want to go, I want to go. And if I want to pummel your hand, I want to pummel your hand. Blossom Spring. Okay, we are still on Flail. We're still on Gauntlet. And then we're on the Good Time Chapeau to do the thing that we need, okay? Now, we're on Big Bet for Betsy. This is a Betsy spec. This one's perfect with Pummel. It's the absolute worst on Pummel. I do have to be honest. In the games I've played with this, most of the time you end up losing a card. Or they don't, and you don't, because they're just okay, well, I mean, there's not a lot of gamesmanship going on the Shiyana one. It's just kind of set up and what you take in math. They're oh, you have 2 floating and you have 1 in your hand. I wonder what's happening. Right? Let's be honest. So, but Big Bet's straight up good. It's a 4. You pitch 2 blues. You have 1 in your hand. Mathy math, right? Works really well. We're on CNC, Crippling Crush. So I do want to note, Crippling Crush is one of the ones that I so want to cut this. It's so good. It's so good, but I so want to cut this card because of the 7. Right? Again, that's why we've got Blossom and stuff. I get it. I so want to cut this card. But it's so good. We're then on Drinkum. You know what? I apologize. I got Drinkum and Bet Big switched, but you functionally know what I mean. They do the same thing in terms of discard. Bet Big gets you the tokens. My sincere apologies, Betsy fans. I know you're throwing tomatoes at the screen, or I guess you already have. But apologies. I got the 2 Betsy ones switched, but functionally, same purpose. You understand. Okay. Making tokens on the wager. A lot of time. Everything I said previously applies to this one. My apologies. Now, Endless Winter. Okay. This one, you're rarely going to fuse, but they cannot let this thing hit. Well, depending on the hero they are, they can't let this hit. But like if they're trying to do any sort of like pump or go again or anything like that, this card they can't let hit, and it's a whopping 8, and it's also a 4 that is pummelable. Oh, so good. Also, by the way, we're running Rainbow Pummel. I'm sure none of you sussed that out with the name of the deck. We're on Shakedown, no surprise there. I am still on Lava. So this one is really hot because most of the time, like, first off, if you're heads up to everyone out there who's watching this and doesn't care about playing Shiyana, if you sit down versus Shiyana, you should take AB. The problem is, like, should you take AB3? The answer is no. So I do think if you're on Shiyana, still playing Lessons in Lava is decent. Now remember, it tutors to the top. You can't do the Kano thing, but then you get it next time. So it's basically a guaranteed 4. Because I think most people are going to play AB1 going into her. And let's go ahead and fast forward ahead as to why it's AB1. And that's Germinate. This card is so gross. So gross in Shiyana. Right? Ugh, God, because she's playing so many blues. Like a disproportionate, even more blues than like Florian would play. Because she's playing effectively as a Guardian from many aspects. Oh my God. If you saw the last skirmish season, Billy pulled that round 0 against Kevin. And that was it. So we're on Golden Sun because that's why we're playing the gold, because this is really good. Just make sure you play it smart. We're on the Buzzsaw Trap, Collapsing Trap, those 2 of Riptides. Now, we also got some love out of Jarl. So Crumble to Eternity. This one just like, nullifies equipment. It's also a 0-3. Well, it's a 3 block blue. Okay, it doesn't have Go Again, but your next one gets Dominate, which seems pretty disgusting if you consider some of the attacks that we're running, right? Again, I already made the statement she plays similar to a Guardian from many aspects. Guardian with Spice. This one works. We're on Frost Hex. This is primarily here for Ice Fuse. Germinate, we're on Candlehold also because, I heard Life Gain is good, and it's also a blue that blocks 3. We're on Ice Eternal, so there's your fuse. Do keep in mind we also picked up with Crumble Eternity another ice, so it's not completely irrelevant. I am on 1 Lunging Press. That's the cheeky include. I'm also on a Regicide. What? Hey, if you haven't noticed, there's Draconic Heroes, like natural Draconic Heroes in the meta. And hey, this thing blocks 3. I think it's worth running because why the hell not? We're on Sonata Phantasmia because, again, if you do the thing and you get the thing, do the thing. And then run up the ante. That's a pretty basic, self-explanatory one with Flail of Agony. Such a dirty play. Now, in terms of sideboard, I'm on AB3. We're on 2 Oasis and Arcane Polarity because that's all we have room for. We don't need sideboard poppers because we have poppers. It's a pretty solid deck overall. Okay, so that's the list. Have fun with this baby. She didn't change a whole lot, but goddamn, she's still good. Go Commando.